3 American soldiers are dead after a drone attack, we've learned, on a U.S. base in northeast Jordan, right near the Syria border. Dozens more injured. The Biden administration says Iranian-backed militant groups are to blame here.
And now there are concerns this could draw the U.S. into a wider conflict as the Israel-Hamas war rages on. NBC's Bree Jackson is in Washington with the latest.
3 American soldiers killed and at least 24 injured in a drone strike in Jordan. President Biden calling for a moment of silence during a campaign stop in South Carolina.
We lost 3 brave souls in an attack on our base.
While the facts are still being gathered, in a statement, the president says the attacks were carried out by radical Iran-backed militia groups operating in Syria and Iraq. Lawmakers agree.
Clear, according to what the White House is telling us, that this was instigated by radical extremists funded by Iran, which is so much of what is happening throughout this part of the Middle East.
This attack marks the first time U.S. service members in the Middle East were killed in the months of strikes since the Israel-Hamas war began, and is seen as a dangerous escalation.
It's a sizable attack, whether it was one or more drones. These are drones that are packed with explosives and then detonate upon impact. But to have that type of, the number of casualties suggests that it was a fairly sizable one.
The White House says the U.S. will hold those responsible to account at a time and in a manner of our choosing. There's also pressure on the administration to take decisive action against Iran for backing the militia behind the deadly drone strike.
I think the Biden administration now is going to have to rethink the general strategy. Deterrence is not working.
President Biden vows to take action.
And we shall respond.
A sentiment echoed by defense officials who say attacks on American forces will not be tolerated. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
And U.S. lawmakers are responding to this. Some are pressing President Biden to take action against Iran for backing the militia that launched this deadly drone strike.
Since the onset of the Israel-Hamas war, militant groups have been targeting U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria, with, again, as Bree said, there are 160 attacks against bases with American troops.